Now, let's speak a little bit about something that I think affects so many South Africans, and that's what we eat in the workplace. It's so often that you either just forget to pack a lunch or you don't have time, you nip down to the corner cafe and eat something unhealthy, and it becomes an everyday thing. When it comes to the workplace, what are your tips for getting healthy and staying healthy in terms of what you're eating?
I'm so glad that you bring it up, because that's the theme of National Nutrition Week this week, is eating healthy in the workplace. And I think, as I said previously, once again, it's the employers and the employees' task to try and ensure that there's healthy options in the workplace. From an employee's point of view, planning can play a big role. We talk about lunch boxes for kids, but why not bring your own healthy lunch box to the office and prepare that in advance? At night when you're cooking dinner, pack your own healthy lunch box, use some of the leftovers from dinner, or just bring the leftovers. And then also, when you do make choices at work, try and go for those better choices. Other thing is also, sometimes like you said, you pop down to your corner cafe to get something to eat. Sometimes you're bored at work and we feel like a snack, but we actually just need to take a walk or get a breather or just a break from our desks. So in terms of snacking at work, I think first do a little bit of activity and first ask yourself if you're really hungry before you go for those unhealthy options.
Now, we've all felt this when you're behind a computer and you feel that slump. It usually hits about 3 o'clock. Of course, this has got everything to do with your blood sugar levels, and there is a way to avoid those knocks in the office. How can we do that?
Well, I think first and foremost is to ensure that you eat your meals, that you don't skip meals, because inevitably, if you're not going to eat at the right intervals, your blood sugar levels will drop. And then having a balanced lunch will assist you in not having those blood sugar drops. So ensuring that, once again, those natural foods I've spoken about earlier, as close to the natural state, having those foods at lunchtime. So some proteins, whole grains, vegetables with your lunch will definitely help. Going for those sugary snacks and sugary treats will give you an initial energy boost, but those are usually the foods that lead to that slump at 3 o'clock. Or also even just eating a high amount of carbohydrate-rich foods, especially the highly refined sugary ones, causes the release of a hormone called serotonin. And that makes you feel relaxed, but can also make you feel drowsy. Whereas if you add a protein to your snack, like for example some boiled egg or nuts or plain yogurt, coupling that with a fruit, that's a good snack that will help you to prevent those slumps, the 3 o'clock slumps, when you get all hungry and you get tired.
And grumpy.
And crave all the wrong stuff.
Yes. And in fact, I think that's when you're most tempted to just get a chocolate bar or something. And what you're saying is just swap it out for something healthier.
And planning. I'm mentioning all these foods, and I'm sure that there's lots of employees that will say, but those foods aren't available at the office. If they're not available, pack them yourself. Bring a lunch box, like I said before, a snack box to work.
Now, with all this focus on nutrition this week, I'm sure there are many South Africans who are reassessing the way they pack their children's lunch boxes and their own. What advice do you give to the mother or father who's watching this video and thinks, I really want to start making these changes? It's a bit daunting. Where do I begin?
Well, I think that the main thing will be to, as I said previously, to plan ahead. So if you're a parent, think a bit about what you want to put in the lunchbox. If you're a working parent, buy the necessary foods over the weekend that you can stock up your fridge and stock up your freezer with all the right ingredients for a healthy, balanced lunchbox. And then a healthy, balanced lunchbox for a child and an adult, looks very similar. The bulk should be fresh vegetables and fruit, and then you fill the gaps with lean proteins, whole grains or legumes, and don't underestimate legumes. Now, I'm a big fan of things like chickpeas, lentils, butter beans, because you can pre-cook them and keep them in the fridge for a long time, and then just dish them out at night to add to your lunchbox. Or you can use the canned types. Just make sure to rinse them because they can be high in salt, and that's a very nice add-on to a lunchbox. And as I said previously with the planning, pre-pack little packets of raw nuts and seeds, small portions of biltong, boil some eggs, the night before that you can add to a lunchbox. And those are all little tips to help parents to make this choice. And if you're unsure of what a healthy lunchbox looks like, you can always visit the National Nutrition Week website, where there's lots of tips of healthy options that you can add to a lunchbox.